A warm welcome to everyone, to good learners, the education crew. This is Leah Matthew, and today we shall be studying the chapter named Changing Life. So, let's get right into it. The speed of change in the 20th and the 21st centuries has been tremendous. Human life is changing rapidly. Now, modernization has posed some challenges before all of us. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar brought about a sea change in our traditional mindset. He brought it about through the medium of the Indian Constitution, and change became the trend in every field of life. And we shall be learning this in detail in this video. To begin with, the institution of family. During the pre-independence period, the institution of the family was an important identifying feature of the Indian society. India was known all over the world as a country of joint families. However, the wave of globalization has now given an impetus to the system of nuclear families. Social welfare. The objective to establish the welfare state has been incorporated in the Constitution itself. India is the first country in the world to do so. The social welfare programs aim to make opportunities for full employment, healthcare, education and development available to all the Indian citizens. Indian society is riddled with large-scale economic, social, educational and cultural inequalities. However, it is necessary that opportunities for development reach women, children, the differently abled, the scheduled caste and tribes, as well as the other minorities. This was the greatest challenge facing the government during the post-independence period. That is why on 14 June 1964, the Government of India constituted the Ministry of Social Welfare. Under this ministry, various programs are implemented for nutrition and child development, social security and social protection, women's welfare and development. The scheduled caste and tribes. According to the 1971 census, 22% people in India belong to scheduled caste and tribes. Laws were enacted so that they got educational scholarships and representation in parliament as well as state assemblies. Some seats are also reserved for them in the government services. The public health. The Constitution of India states that the primary duty of the government is to raise the people's standard of living, to ensure proper nutrition and to improve the public health. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare at the center helps the state government in this regard, and this was included in the objectives of the 6th five-year plan. In 1962, the first successful open heart surgery was performed under the leadership of Dr. M. Gopinath at Christian Medical College Hospital at Vellore in Tamil Nadu. Similarly, the invention of the Jaipur foot has transformed the lives of the disabled in India. Dr. Pramod Sethi designed and manufactured artificial limbs, noses and ears with the help of the skilled craftsman Ramchandra Sharma. The artificial body parts manufactured with the help of the Jaipur foot technology have made it easy for the differently abled. Kidney transplant. In 1971, the first kidney transplant was performed in Medical College Hospital at Vellore in Tamil Nadu. Dr. Johnny and Dr. Mohan Rao transplanted the kidney donated by a living person into the patient's body. Test tube baby. The support of test tube baby technology has been available to the childless couples since 1978. It was under the supervision of Dr. Subhash Mukhopadhyay that the experiment of the test tube baby was successfully carried out at Kolkata. This was a first successful attempt at artificial conception. A girl named Durga was born. Immunization. Before 1978, every year, 6 Indian infants out of every 10 who were born faced fatal health problems in the very first year of their birth. The immunization program was taken up to overcome the threat of polio, measles, tetanus, TB, and whooping cough. Urbanization. Urbanization is a process of the concentration of population in a city or an urban area. Increasing population is one major reason for urbanization. A few other factors affecting the same are air, water, and the economic as well as social organizations necessary for community life. In the context of post-independence India, the increase in urban population is also due to factors such as reduction in the mortality rate, industrialization, unavailability of means of livelihood in urban areas. Rural areas. A village is a permanent settlement of farmers near the land they themselves till, either individually or collectively. Villages came into existence when farming began. Villages in India are thinly populated. A dense cluster of houses surrounded by farmland is a unique feature of the Indian village. A settlement smaller than even a village is called a hamlet. Compared to the urban community, the village community is very small. Changing economic life in the post-independence period. Earlier, every village was economically self-sufficient. A majority of the villagers were dependent on farming. Now, this situation has changed. Rural areas are engaged in agriculture and occupations ancillary to farming, while urban society is engaged in non-agricultural production and the service sector. Rural development. In 1961, 82% of India's population resided in villages. In 1971, the percentage was 80.01. There are three major challenges with reference to rural development, namely, bringing about economic development, developing facilities to meet social needs, and finally, bringing about a change of attitude in matters concerning society, culture, and ways of thinking. It is equally necessary to expedite irrigation projects and bring about land reforms. Social needs and facilities. It is necessary to give priority to facilities for public hygiene and healthcare. Even today, the rural population faces problems related to year-round provision of drinking water, toilets, open drainage, narrow roads, inadequate electrification, and lack of facilities for medical treatment. There is a lack of good quality educational facilities from primary level to higher education, centers for recreation, and libraries. That is why it is necessary to give special attention to rural areas. The collective development scheme had an important place in all the first 4 5-year plans of the Government of India. The state of Maharashtra registered remarkable achievements under this scheme. For example, Zilla Parishads were established in 1962. Nutritious diet scheme was launched in 1970 to 71. The state also started the rural water supply scheme for sinking wells and providing piped water. Rural electrification. Electricity is essential for the development of rural areas. Automatic pumps are needed to water the fields. During the first 5-year plan, electricity has been provided to 3,000 villages in India. By 1973, it reached 1,38,646 villages. From 1966, it was decided to supply more electricity for pumps and bore wells. Rural electrification cooperative societies came into being in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and UP. Industrial development. A village industries planning committee was formed to help the development of industry in rural areas. By 1972, 106,000 persons got employment under the scheme. The government of Maharashtra has also started residential high schools known as Vidya Niketan in Satara, Aurangabad, Nasik, and Chikaldara. Their purpose is to provide the best quality education to intelligent and meritorious village students living in unfavorable conditions. In this way, overcoming the obstacles at the beginning of post-independence period, India began to develop and make progress. In the next chapter, we shall learn more about the developments in other fields. Till then, bye. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys liked this video and please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.